GNU, I think you should be fairly quick. You go up here, slot one of those ciphers, aggro onto these bad boys, and see if they get taken out. Welcome back to episode 2 of Rimeffect, you beautiful people. When we spawned in at the start of last episode, we were missing a couple things. That was some silver and some bionic parts. But thankfully, having a little scout around the map, we managed to find our silver and 2 of the Omni tools. We are still missing 1 more Omni tool, but that is not a massive issue. Running low on food, but we do have a second rice harvest coming in. First one's already been done. Yet again, also because we're missing a bunch of things as we spawned in. So hopefully, as we expand, look around the map, we should be able to find them. But one of the first things we do want to do is we want to get in our electric stove. We're going to put it here for the moment. This will move. And then we also want to put in a butcher's table because there is a whole bunch of meat down here. And a little bit later, well, after these are done, we'll look into putting down a machining table so we can start shredding down the mechanoid parts, because that is going to be some components, there's going to be some steel and some plasteel, which are all good things for us. We have the build set up on our little stove at the moment, so we'll get round to that. Kendra's on it. Kendra's got a cooking of 8, so we shouldn't be getting food poisoning other than this area is going to be dirty. But what we do need is we have the 800 silver here, we do have the trade beacon, and we are going to need to trade if we can get the money together, so hence why we're going to be breaking down the mechanoids in a sec, so that we can get a skill trainer, because we need a level 10 in crafting. If I find where the crafter is. Who was the crafter? No. Okay, Jay's got 7.17 in crafting. We need 10 to get the prefab components. Yes, we could start making it out of wood and that, and stone and all those things, but I think we want to keep with the Mass Effect theme, so what we're going to need to do is get some crafting trainers, well, the skill trainers, so that should be pretty sweet. Once we get those up, we're going to be able to start pumping those out, making the base nice and big and futuristic and military alliance looking, which is going to be super duper uber sweet, methinks. And as Patrick is our tech, we're going to give him the Omni tool, so it's going to be up to level 3, and then Omni tool up to level 4. So what does he have? He's got Sabotage, which is going to be super good. Sabotage weapons and hack synthetics. Compromise synthetics fight on your side. So we have got Sabotage, so that's control. We've got Tactical Cloak, which is nice. Combat Drone, we have seen. So it's got like a little flame cannon, so it burns stuff. And people don't like being burnt, it turns out. Bit of a beast. Incinerate's really cool. And then Kendra also has Bionic Dominance, which means that she can mind control as well. So we've got 2 guys now that can mind control mechanoids. Yeah, Bionic Domination. Sweet. That works on mechanoids. That's actually huge. So Bionic Dominance will affect mechanoids, which is beautiful. That proper saved our bacon last episode. As for what we are playing stat-wise, it is 500% freight scaling. We have Igor as the storyteller now. It is hot seat, so it's going to be moving around like crazy. Plus 10 to colonist mood. And then we also have minus 100% to instant death on our colonists, and I think it's 75% on the enemies. In a classic Pyromaniac fashion, Jay has now got Pyromania focus. He is more focused on using arsonist tendencies to the benefit of the colony for the next 8 days. Okay, how does that help us? I don't know. We have the machining table going in. That is nice and close to the dumping stockpile, so we are going to be able to get these guys in and broken down nice and quick. Animal transport pod has come in. The name is Mackie. Unfortunately, Mackie prepared to die. So we're going to go slaughter Mackie. Then we've got the butcher's table here, so we add Bill, butcher creature, details. Drop on floor. Yeah, no humans. Yeah, that is sweet. That's fine. That's a nice simple one. We'll let it go for the whole map because we're not doing too much at the moment. So anything that dies, if we can pick up, that'll be sweet. Now, one thing I did forget is we want to do until forever. Fantastic. We won't allow humans at the moment because I think, if I'm not mistaken, so GNU won't be bothered by it. Oya will be. Patrick won't be bothered by it. And then Jay won't be bothered by it. But Kendra will. So 2 of the 3 colonists would be annoyed by it, which isn't something that we want. And I just realised that these beds are put in the wrong way round, which isn't what you want. I'm not sure if anyone could actually sleep like that. Like, does anyone sleep with their back to the door whilst facing the wall? To me, that's just super odd. I'm sure there's somewhere that does it. I'm not going to judge too much. I just wouldn't do it personally. It just seems a bit odd. Okay, table is done. So now we do shred mechanoids, do forever, drop on floor. This we have to be careful that it's not set to unlimited. So what we don't want to do is accidentally trigger a mechanoid. They accidentally friendly fire each other, then someone runs in, tries to pick up a mechanoid, and then just gets done in off the back of that. What we will need to do is we need to put in a roof area over here. This roof area is going to stop them shorting out. And as time comes on and things start working out, we'll be able to build their own little rooms. At the moment, that's not going to be very efficient. They're also going to get penalties for working outside, but details, we can't do too much about it at the moment. Just putting in extra growing area. We will be putting the extra growing areas up here just to take more space up. But what we do have, summer has begun, but a bunch of tribals have shown up and decided that they want to play. I don't know, what would you say? Cause some trouble? I don't know, prepare to die. Oh yeah, unfortunately doesn't have range, so we'll just move in a little bit. We'll move Patrick into the front because his shotgun is going to be devastating against these tribals. We'll get you into cover so you're in fire support. Jay, you can be in fire support in the back. GNU, you move back, and then we'll just do like a popcorn backwards, so we can just shoot and scoot, and keep moving. So we're out of the way of everything. Oh yeah, you don't seem to be doing too much up there, mate, and no one else is firing. So we'll move back, hopefully draw them into the guys with the guns, and shoot them apart, if we can. And then, oh yeah, how are you doing? Still taking his shots, still missing, that's fine. His shooting is only 10 at the moment. 5, pretty much, nearly 10, 9, 15. Which isn't a massive issue. Okay, let's move up again. This is taking a little bit too long. Okay, now we're working. We use Bionic Dominance over here. We've got a bunch of people groups up together, so let's chuck down a Annihilation Field just there. So that's an AoE spell. That's just going to cause a bunch of damage to everyone in that area. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but if it's doing it to everyone, it is pretty sweet. I'm not sure if it's affected by armor. If it's not affected by armor, that's super apple. Okay, yeah, it can take down a pawn that's unarmored in it. So once we get a chance, we'll find out. And then if we can do that to people in armor, that means the Empire, if we get into beef with them, is just going to get spanked. Absolutely spanked. But it does seem that they are a little bit quicker than us at the moment. And as we have time, let's have a look and see if anyone's worthwhile. So Underground is not too bad. Misogynist isn't great. Rowdy isn't great. Fragile can be quite useful if you don't want them getting too hurt, but Efficient and Kind is good. Can cook, can construct, can mine, medical. Okay, potential there. Temperature tolerant, undergrounder, misogynist, gorman, and very neurotic. I do like very neurotic. That works very well, but not when it's mixed with misogynist and then those other traits there. That is, you're in for a bad time. But then the stats, on the other hand, are really good. So good at construction, good at mining. Let's actually have a look, see if there's a crafter. Because if we could get a crafter, this would change quite a few things. Undergrounder, healthy, greedy, feeble, fragile. Not great. I think we'll take these two. That seems like it's going to be worth it. And we will take... Who had Sanguine? That's going to be the next question. Nobody's got Sanguine. That is fine. We will steal Kendra's bed. We'll make that for prisoners. And then we just go here. Sleeping spot. Put that in. And then take everyone off draft for the moment. And capture these guys whilst we have the chance. Are they going to be super useful? Well, they're going to be good. Who are you? Underground, good hygiene, neurotic, rowdy, sanguine and kind. You are insane, Toad. How do we nearly miss you? Not the greatest stats, but not bad. Okay, cool. That is a good start. So this is a new change. So it's episode 2 and nobody's dead. I think that is a pretty nice situation to be in. We'll get these guys healed up and then we'll also go prisoner and reduce resistance. Their resistance is actually surprisingly high for this part of the game. Yeah, they are going to be in there for a long time. I think once we get the chance, we're going to break it into 3 prison cells. So when they go for a prison break, because chances are they're going to do that before we can even recruit them, we can get them well out of the way. So this is interesting. A Terramorph has shown up. Okay, so they managed to get into our stockpile room, so it must have slipped through the door while someone else is going through it. Like someone not wanting to buy a train ticket. This strange looking crustacean was created with the single goal in mind: mineral processing. The Terramorph can feed on iron compounds and process them chemically to slowly turn them into harder material, usually known as sky scale. This is normally found on asteroids, only found on asteroids. The transmutation process is very slow, so the Terramorph needs to spend quite a lot of time surrounded by mined steel lumps. The Terramorph can slowly consume but not convert steel chunks. True. I think we might leave that in here for a little while and see what it gets up to. Also, one of these Muppets has somehow got an infection, which I guess kind of makes sense. I imagine it's probably going to be Toad because he's the best one. No, fantastic, it's not Toad. We don't want you, Kendra. We've already seen you. Reindeer. Yeah, has a infection in the liver. We can't do too much about that, unfortunately. Hopefully we keep them alive, but we are tending to them with no medicine at the moment because we haven't got any heal root. And saying about the heal root, let's go and expand this bit here off. So the heal root's all going up there, and we'll expand this zone here down as well. Do we need this much heal root? Maybe, because I think we're going to try to increase the size of the colonists quite quickly. We do have the Rocketman mod installed, which is pretty cool. So what we're going to do is we are putting the dumping stockpile for humans right down in the bottom right corner of the screen. So once our guys come in and pick the bodies up, so we'll put them onto haul urgently, they get dropped down there. And I think it's anything that's like 50 tiles away from your base. So human corpses will automatically disappear. I think it's after 7 days or so, which is just a way to keep the game going. Because every time there's a human on the corpse, human on the map, it's processing all of the relations to basically most of the other pawns in the world map. So it takes a lot of background processing. But if we can chuck them all down into here, then they are going to disappear. It just saves us chucking a Molotov at them. Or we can just go over and chuck an incinerate on them in a little bit if it doesn't work, which is absolutely fine. And we need to change this over from human corpses, not allow. That is fine. And then orders and haul all of that urgently, so it's all out the way. Having another look around the map, because I am quite curious like that. We have been looking around and we have found a couple marble wardrobes, which are going to make the room a little bit nicer. Then we've got some end tables and a dresser and that. And then we also found this one, which is legendary. Yeah, again, hasn't been put on the map. It's just what we spawned with. So we are going to claim all of this stuff. And then we're going to move these into the rooms because I think our pawns are going to quite enjoy this. If we can find a good place to put them, I think it's there. Is it going to be blocked by stuff? Yes. Is that a problem? No, not really. It's just about having them in the room, which is what's going to do it. I'll move these across and I'll be right back with you. And once more, in all of my infinite wisdom, we have forgotten to put any recreation in. So we are going to put a chess table here. It will be made out of wood at the moment, which isn't really what we want. Then we'll put that Norse kind of chess game here. And I think we will move one of those to there, and we'll move this one to here. So at least they can play it, because we are running a little bit low. Oh, we got prefab stalls as well. Sweet. We'll move those in. That is not a problem. So two people will be able to play together. Then we've got the briefing room here. We do have, what, 26 plasteel, 210 steel. So we can get some more. We've got some components, some advanced components, and a bunch of other weapons. So I think that this is going to be as good a time as any to try to call a trader. We'll go with the exotics good trader, because normally they are the ones who will have hopefully a skill crafter, a skill trainer in crafting. Will they have it? Maybe. They don't always have it. It does cost us 500 to call them, which isn't cheap, but we do have things that we can sell. So we'll get rid of the level for now. Some herbal medicine. We'll give them psychite. And there is a skill trainer for crafting. They do want 1,000 for it, so it's not cheap. And let's see if there is anything else we can sell them. So we sold off all of the weapons and then also 1,500 wood, because we're not really going to need it. Where are they landing? Over here. And we will get Jay to use that skill trainer. And in the meantime, we actually have to go call them again because we don't have 500 silver left, I just realised. If we don't have 500 silver, we can't call another trader. So we're going to need to sell a couple more things off. And hopefully be able to call the trader again if they are needed. So I think what we'll go with is we'll sell the plasteel off. Yeah, it's 26, it's not a massive amount. And just sell off the last of the wood. Cool. Jade's crafting is now up to level 11, so we can make the prefab components. And they require 3 steel and 10 crafting. And we'll just have that and say a drop on floor. And we are going to be good to go. Got an infested ship chunk crash coming in, which is right there. But we also just had infested ship chunks. So if these get tagged, we are going to be overrun by little beasties. So we've got 6 up there and then just 1 down there. It's not the best situation to be in. If we have a big enough raid, we could trigger it and then hide in the base, or we can close the doors, launch a mortar round once we have the chance over there, and then they'll all aggro and then fight whoever's attacking us. But then they'll probably end up attacking our base. Details, we'll get to it when we get to it. But with these prefab components, we can start finishing off our walls and making a beautiful base. Sorting the work priorities, so Gnu is going to be our builder and then grower. Oya is going to be our doctor and researcher. Patrick is going to be our grower and looks like our hunter as well. Jade, the policeman who likes starting fires, is going to be warden into crafting. And then Kendra, who's an entrepreneur, is going to be cooking us some fine meals. Or just some food. I think just food at the moment. We don't really have enough meat for that. And fantastic, a defoliator ship has just dropped in as well. This is 7 ciphers. And a defoliator isn't going to be much of an issue for, I don't know, 9 a day radius. We've got a good amount of time. I won't even say how long that is. It's probably going to be a while, but it doesn't grow super quickly. It's just going to carry on going, and then everything in the area that is plant life dies, which is fine. Just makes the game run a little bit quicker. So we got mechs, we got bugs. Already, we got no kill zone. We are now producing our components, which is good. But I can't say that we are ahead of the curve at the moment. But not a big deal so far. We have just started getting our first batch of food poisoning from dirty work area, well, kitchen area. So, think we don't really have too much of a choice. We are going to need to put a divider into this section here. Is that ideal? No, it's a bit of a waste of resources. Kind of at the moment, but food poisoning right now is a fairly big deal for us because we only have 4 colonists. So if they all start falling down sick and ill, we aren't going to get anything done. Then when the next attack comes in, we are just going to take a absolute pounding. Got a heat wave coming in, so we'll just put in some cooling and some vents. This hopefully will be enough to keep this area cool so no one gets heat stroke. We have this area here, which is already marked up to be mined. And let's see if we can get someone on mining for the moment. So we'll put GNU onto mining as 1 and construction on 2. Because these prefab components over here, once you build them, you only get 1 at a time. And they take a little while to build. So I think, say if you're dropping in and trying to fortify an area to like launch a raid somewhere, that'd be brilliant. But actually just straight up trying to make a base out of them from scratch with people with particularly low crafting and no bionics, you are going to have a hard time. Patrick also, I forgot to point out, does have a bionic eye. So if we go into needs, he has Transhumanist Pleased, which is good. So he is alright at the moment. With the mod that we have, which I think is like ABS Bionics, what that means is you can't just install bionics onto people. You have to do the research to learn how to install bionics, which can make it considerably more challenging because you get a bunch of advanced bionics and stuff and you're like, yeah, let's just put them onto the pawns and away we go. This is going to be amazing. And it's just like, oh yeah, but you don't know how to put them on yet. And it's just like, yeah. I can see why that might be a thing. But obviously in vanilla Rimworld, you could literally be on tribal tech, pick up 2 architect arms and just bolt them onto someone. So long as you've got the medical skill, it's not an issue. But this, you actually need the research beforehand. And for me, I think that's actually a pretty good thing to put in. So you can put like hook hands on, you can put stumps, So the wooden legs, wooden hands, all fair enough, all makes sense because it's fairly primitive stuff. But actually, like putting an architect arm on when you're in the Neolithic age, yeah, I can see why they've done it that way. Adds a little bit of depth. Quite enjoy it. A trade ship is passing by. They're known as Kirk Corporation. They're a combat supplier. This could be pretty useful for us because we do need some extra weapons and armors and stuff. Not right now for us, but for the other guys, getting them loaded up is going to be pretty sweet. We got herbal medicine. The first harvest has come in. These shells aren't going to do us a massive amount of good right now. We do have some armor piercing missiles, some frag missiles. And let's see if there's any other cool alliance tech that we can get. So we just found a science uniform. It's only poor quality, mind you, but research speed plus 15%, medical 10 plus 10%, medical 10 quality plus 5%, and medical surgery success chance plus 10%. And for 114 silver, I think that is pretty sweet going. And as for weapons, there isn't too much. There's an Alliance chain shotgun, but that is 3,155. We can't afford that. But they do have an Alliance battle rifle, which is awful quality. So we're going to pick that up for just shy of 800. We're going to give them all of our rice for that. We haven't got any cooling, so there's no point keeping it for a long time. And we have a whole bunch of cloth. So we're going to sell them some of that. And let's sell them like 400 spuds. And we come out with a profit. And who is going to be our main researcher? Oh yeah, you get to wear this. And what are you wearing underneath? Let's find out. Okay, interesting. So that counts as your outer layer, which is fine. Let's drop your armor and put that back on, because I think we'd rather have the armor at the moment. That's a bit of a shame. I thought that armor would have been middle, but I guess it's not. Actually, that... Oh no, it's middle and outer. Okay, cool, that makes sense. I thought it was outer, and then it was just like, wait, that means you could put like trooper armor on underneath that, then have that over the top, and you'd be pretty much unstoppable at that point. Walls are coming on slowly, very, very slowly. And we're just running a little bit low on steel because we have to get all of this cooling in before our guys die of heat stroke, which is not much fun. I think we need to put in a third cooler, because the rooms are just not cooling enough. Well, there's 30 there, which isn't too bad. But outside is 58 degrees, which is brutally hot. For Fahrenheit, I don't have a Scooby of what that would be. Armor Smith from Hisabow has shown up. Oh, okay, no, they've gone. Okay, apparently they didn't like the temperature. By the time I got the notification, they're gone. We got Landed Destroyer. Destroyer is a medium-sized ship, usually serving as a Mechanoid Hive Defender. It has no short-range defences. When destroyed, Mechanoid presence on the surface will be lowered. If it's left operational, it will contribute to the size of the Mechanoid attack parties. Increases Mechanoid presence. Not a far problem. And then Freya Fierce has changed. So Freya Fierce basically punishes you for not going out on raids. So your colonists get like mood debuffs for not going off and attacking people, but we are not really in a situation where we can leave the base, which is a slight shame. Not sure what just happened there. And I think we just got to try and get as many coolers in as we can, because 54 degrees is pretty brutal on our colonists. This is either going to work out super well for us or redongulously badly. So we have a loot trader coming in, but they're going right by the mechanoids. Maybe Gnu, I think you should be fairly quick. You go up here, slot one of those ciphers, aggro onto these bad boys, and see if they get taken out. Looks like they're just going to walk past, which is a shame. But maybe we can do something about it. That'd be quite good. We can use those as a giant meat shield. They'll aggro in. Will they get annoyed that their people have died or are being attacked? Yes. Do we care? Not really. Is more interested in getting rid of this defoliator, because we're not really going to have another shot at this. If Gnu can hit, if he can, this is going to be great. And there's some slow guys in the back. Come on, Gnu, mate. We're waiting on you. Do you have powers? No. And then a combat supplier from the 45th Alliance Fleet. Okay, that is good. Well, how many shots are you going to miss, bro? See, this is why I normally give you an axe. It works a bit better. Cool, that is done. Gnu, leg it, mate. Run and gun, bro. Run and gun. Hide behind the others, you guys. Defensive positions, get in here. Gnu, you keep going. Looks like he's going to get mashed up. And he's escaping somehow. Cool, Patrick. Try to arrest. Those guys are all aggroing in. Seeing as they're from the Alliance, do you have any good guns? Oh yes. Maybe nothing good, but that is a lot of guns. So maybe if we can get them in close enough, if they come through the top. If we lock this door here, maybe they need to go around. And then all we do is we just shoot this ship here. And then as everyone will be inside, the bugs will go that way. Actually, that's not going to work. We got an open door there. Fantastic. I didn't even get a message for prison break. Okay, Toad. We're going to arrest you. Patrick, come here. You guys come into this room as well. He'll get captured. Bugs are the ciphers are taken care of. Now we're just going to go trigger some bugs. Oh, that is a bad time for you, bro. Capture. Jay, how do you feel about shooting some bugs and running away? Is it going to turn out well for us? Probably not, but is this our best chance of getting rid of them? I think it might be. Okay, bugs have spawned up there. Get into here so we're out of aggro range. And then that should go for the guys that are outside. If we play this right. That's only if we get in time. Stop that, and not assigned to doctrine. Oh yeah, mate. 10 to there. Gnu. Draft, and you're into here, mate. Right, they're all moving in. The Alliance isn't doing sweet all. Amazing. Oh, before you do that, pick up that simple meal. Go, if that door shuts, we'll be fine. Yeah, so they're fighting the tribals, which is good for us. Then the Alliance is going to help clear them out. Possibly. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, they got some decent stuff going on there, which is going to be good for us. No, leave our comms console alone. We can save that. I reckon that shouldn't be a problem. And there isn't too many of the bugs in this area. There's a lot up there. A couple of them are moving down. We move into here, take out this little cephalopede, move back to there, J to here. Cool, that is done. I think we go off and we kick the hornet's nest a little bit more and try to lure as many down into these guys. Also, we have the chance because we got plenty of support at the moment. Pull Jay off that, and Jay, you can go down and talk to them whilst this is all happening. Come on. We've got these guys with us for a reason. Get them killed. And if we're lucky, they might take out that alpaca, and then we're going to be able to sell that stuff. Okay, so this is the Alliance Trader. Got some pistols, got an Alliance shotgun, so that's just a plain shotgun. Rifle, assault rifle, hand cannons, pistols, SMGs. Nothing that we can really afford right now. But we do have some light Alliance armor. Well, shit again, can't afford. Adrenaline module. Okay, cool. So this is one of the bionics. Small microcomputer with glass capsules and adrenaline synthesizer. Constantly injects the substance into the blood, increasing movement speed. Okay, plus 10% moving. I can get behind that. Strength enchanter. Microcomputer with glass capsules and advanced combat synthesizer, stimulant synthesizer. Constantly injects the substances into the blood, increasing the user's potential in melee combat. Fine. Melee damage multiplier plus 20%. Cool. Interesting to know. Potentially quite useful. Some of the bugs are retreating back off. That is not a problem. Oya's doing his own thing. More bugs are getting drawn in. And everyone off draft. Get back to doing what you're doing, lads. Wow, okay. So apparently this is a thing. There's 800 silver, some Glitterworld medicine, prestige marine armor, and locust armor, plus a excellent chitin sculpture. Let's get all of this onto haul urgently. Then maybe we can sell this off to the Alliance guys. And sell it off and get some more stuff, I guess, for lack of a better term. Sweet, before it burns and gets ruined, if you would kindly, when you're ready. Okay. Bug survived. Got a little bit ambitious that time. Kendra, you got some bionic powers, haven't you? Patrick, we need you up with the shotgun, bro, into here. We should just be able to gun that down. Okay, fight fire here. It is raining, which is good. Everything's been picked up other than... Oh, it's a psychic shock lance. Don't mind if we do. Kendra's still fighting, shooting a few things. Those guys are down. Looks like the rest of them are fleeing. That's basically all of the slaves. Okay, Patrick. Pull back, shoot in the face. Jay, we're going to need you back up here. Gnu, we're going to need you up here. And, oh yeah, going to need you to slot a couple of things with your big boy sniper rifle if you don't mind. Encyclopedia is nearly down. Alright, fantastic. If we rescue these guys, they'll like us. Are you any good? No, not really. Nope. 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 What about you? You any good? No. Shame. Shame, shame, shame. Not worth it at the moment. Then what's that? Pemmican. Not too bothered about that. We're going to have a bunch of stuff to smelt down though, which is kind of cool. Allow all. And I think there is going to be a good time to wrap up the episode. So we have cleared out some bugs. We've taken down a defoliator. We've got some production set up. We've got some weapons. We've got some like armor that we definitely shouldn't have at this point in the game. And we're just going to go off and trade it and then get a bunch of money and then buy some more Alliance stuff. Alright, so thank you very much for watching. I've been Konzi and I look forward to catching you guys on the next one.